Have you ever been in the cut and then you just haven't been able to see well and your vehicle lights are just not doing it? Get a set of driving lights. Welcome to the Auxbeam P4 series. Stick around. Don't use them on road because they're an off-road application, but do take care to not blind others on the road. I have to say that.
Let's get started. I'm Hunter with Swamp Fox Overland.
My name's Rich with Swamp Fox Overland.
For you. The Shanty Chef Trophy. We're overlanding.
We are Swamp Fox Overland and Outdoor.
Let's talk about the Auxbeam P4. On Luna, I did run a very cheap set of lights. I ran an Amazon special, Nightlight, 2 ditch lights. I forget how much they actually were rated for, but they did the job. So just imagine if I had a set of quality lights. However, I also don't want to pay the price of a Rigid Industries or a Baja Designs. Wonderful lights, by the way. Don't let me knock them. However, let's split the difference. Welcome to the Auxbeam P4 series. The P4 are 4-inch LED lights rated at 45 watts apiece, and they offer 4,500 lumens each. And so, if you need a good set of ditch lights, Auxbeam is wonderful. I've never heard anything bad about their customer service if things were to go wrong, but more importantly, I know a lot of guys that run them and absolutely love all of the Auxbeam stuff. In Luna, I ran the Auxbeam 8-gang switch panel, and it was amazing. No issues, functionality was great. So, I wanted to take a moment and try out their ditch lights since we're working on the Gladiator build. These 4-inch round lights are IP68 rated, and they offer a 3535 LED chip that feature a 50,000 hour lifespan. Plenty to run for a good while, unless you're just running your lights everywhere you go around town, which you'll probably piss a couple people off. They come in a few different configurations. They've got a white spotlight, they've got an amber spotlight, they've got a white flood, an amber flood, and then a 6 mode, which does even white or amber strobe, and that's just a lot of function. We're simple people. I just got the white floods for the ditch lights to start. Also, thank you, Brian Hunter, for giving me these ditch light brackets that go on the A-pillar of the Jeep. It's nice to not have to buy something, but these are super sturdy, and you can do 2 separate ditch lights on either side. And so if I did want to have a white pair and an amber pair, that's an option. Let's take a second to see what's in the box. We are important.
Looks like they gave us a correction sheet. Oh, and a sticker. And, as you'd expect, they gave us a wiring harness with plenty of wire, a relay, and a switch. And don't forget about the driving lights. Ain't that what we came here for?
So the box is pretty all-inclusive. They've packed it really, really well. Of course, it comes with a sticker and some installation instructions and wiring diagrams. It comes with a wiring harness complete with a switch and an inline blade fuse and a relay. And so please make sure that you research your setup because this is going to go very differently. What company would in their right mind not want to give out a sticker? Automotive people love stickers. And then of course you have your Auxbeam lights, complete with your wiring. If you'll notice on the end, they already have a proprietary plug that hooks up to their wiring harness, so just be sure that you're not cutting anything and doing something dumb. The housings are very, very solid, made out of aluminum, and they look like they can take a little bit of a beating, right? Not like you're going to go out and beat some lights, but construction's really cool. And they look really great at first glance. Something that Auxbeam does really, really well is they give you everything that you could possibly need to install a job, whether it's overkill or not. For me, I don't need the on-off switch, and I don't need the relay. So it's something that I will take off in my application, but they do self-contain all of that in your install so that if you have nothing, you can run these lights and just hook these up to your battery and make sure that they have power running into it, and then you can run these lights. Obviously do your research when you are about to apply something to your car. Although Auxbeam gave you everything that you needed to possibly get started, because I'm using the auxiliary switches in the Jeep, a relay is redundant and a switch is useless. So we're essentially going to take this harness and chop it up, because all I need are the leads from the lights to go directly to the aux switches on the Jeep, because there's already relays and there's already switches. I'm going to show you what installation looks like on a 2024 Jeep Gladiator. If you have your Jeep toolkit, it just goes on with the factory screws. Take your ratchet, undo the cowl screws, place the new bracket in, drop the cowl screws back in, and tighten them up. Tight, tight. Same thing for the other side. And now that that's complete, get up into your hood. We're going to take a second to check the wiring and make sure that everything works before we start running wires everywhere and then inconveniencing the hell out of ourselves. And you've never installed anything to the auxiliary switches, it's hidden right here. You can kind of see where it's taped up here. Just cut the tape and bring the wires free. You're going to notice the colors, and each one of these colors denotes where it is on the aux panel. So aux number 1 is beige, and that's a 40 amp connection. Aux number 2 is green, and that's a 40 amp connection. So that's your light bars and your, if you're doing, 2-pod ditch lights and stuff like that per side, all of your more power intensive thing. Your orange and your dark blue are your 15 amp connections, and those are less power intensive, so just make sure that you're checking the rating of the lights that you're putting in. Really simple stuff like rock lights or small LEDs or even some lesser power fogs can go to the 15 amps, but check your application. This is where your positive lead is going to go, and it goes directly to your switch panel. We're going to use green number 2 for ours. So we've stripped off our connector, and this is where we're going to hook up the red lead to. I've done a quick wire nut test here. I put the leads together, and now I just need to touch this to the negative terminal to see if it's going to work. We're going to be just fine. So mounting these are going to be fairly simple. We've got a washer, a lock washer, and a bolt and a nut that are going to go down into your mounting plate. It fits very simply there. And then you'll screw these down. Once we get these installed, we'll aim these lights when it's a little darker out. And the same thing on the other side. Once you're done with that, you'll need to run your wires underneath the hood. I took these brackets back off so that I could run things through this hole to make it clean, to come up under my hood and through the weather stripping. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Jeep does a great job at functionality. Look at that. There's foam. This is coming from underneath, and we can place this wire right there in that gap, and then we'll connect to our wires. And then you see how much wire I have? We're gonna trim down those wires. Jeep has a really cool channel that's right here that's perfect for auxiliary wiring. And we've used it for the radio previously. And we're gonna use it again. We'll zip tie some of this stuff to make sure that it looks good, but too freaking easy. We'll use butt connectors for the connectors. Both the lights, black to black, red to red. Don't cross them. Crump them down really good. And then we'll heat shrink them. And then lastly, the connector that goes to the Jeep's aux system. We'll heat all these up. Get that heat shrink down. I probably should buy a heat gun. Jeep does a really good job at giving us places to hook up our toys. You gotta ground the light, and then you've got this ground bus here. Anywhere will do. Tighten it down, then you should be done. Again, Jeep does a wonderful job at giving us places to put stuff, but you still want to make installs clean. So make sure that you zip tie your wires. And Jeep does a really good job about giving us extra space. So you'll be able to tuck all of this down in here. Make it clean, dude. And now that we're all buttoned up, let's just check to see if it works. And that's it. The Auxbeam P4s, they look really, really great on the Jeep. The install was very simple. We were able to cut off the relay and the switch because we're using our auxiliary switches, and that's really, really awesome, and they went on super clean. I really like the form factor. I'm going to take a moment to aim them at night and make sure that they're doing what I intend them to do. But other than that, they look great. They also have available these amber covers, so if you intend to use it on a dusty trail, or if you intend to use these as fogs, that is an option. Of course, it doesn't replace true ambers, but it's close enough if you want a dual application. Disclaimer, these are driving lights, but they're off-road, so please use caution when you use these lights and use them responsibly. God, that sounds like a drinking ad, but I've got to say it. Anyways, thank you guys always for supporting Swamp Fox Overland and Outdoor. We're really excited to do a review at night on these, but other than that, Auxbeam P4, go get you some. They look cool. Thanks.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this episode. If you like what we're doing out here, please be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell to be reminded that we're out here. And as always, we are Swamp Fox Overland and Outdoor. Until next time.